I'm here for episode 3 of Best Neighborhood Ever. We're here for episode 3 of Best Neighborhood Ever, and today I'm with Courtney Riddle. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you being out here.
Absolutely. So out here is in Leesburg. We are in Courtland Rural Village. I got that on the first try.
Yes.
That was good, right?
Or just like CRV for short.
CRV. Let's just call it CRV. That was really, well, I didn't even know that was the name of the neighborhood for the longest time because I've always just heard it referred to as Honey Creeper.
Yes.
So I just thought this neighborhood was called Honey Creeper.
Yes.
So we are on Honey Creeper Place.
Yes.
Is that what it's and yeah, it's a great newer neighborhood.
It's been around since, I believe, the first developer started around 2006, actually. Okay. So there's 3 different builders that have built over those 12 years. And we're in the 3rd phase, or the phase with Lennar. The other 2 builders were Ryan Homes and NV.
Yeah, and you can tell. So when you come in to the neighborhood, you'll see the brick front single-family homes with siding on the sides.
Yes.
There are also several very large-looking townhomes. They look huge.
They're bigger than our last house was.
Yeah. I mean, so some really great, sizable townhomes. And then you go through the neighborhood, and you can tell that, I mean, the style of these houses is a little bit different. The colors, I really like the colors. They're a little bit bolder. You've got some, like, dark blues and some, reddish colors.
Grays and greens, like muted, like olive greens,
Yeah, so it's a little more dramatic down on this side of the neighborhood.
Yes, and a little more individuality as well. So, so Honey Creeper Place, funny enough, is actually Honey Creeper is a bird in the rainforest.
I didn't know that. I don't know anything about that.
Well, I thought I'd add that because it is kind of a thing. I'm actually well known for
I mean, all right, I like birds,
but
outside from a distance.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know about them, but I like running into them if I'm on the bike trail.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right. So anyway, Honey Creeper is a bird.
It's a bird from the rainforest, the Amazon rainforest. So it's, so anytime we call an order and it's the first time and we say our street or we tell somebody, they're like, honey, what is that? So I have to spell it out. It's one word, so, but yeah. It's fun. So you're in the 3rd phase of the neighborhood, like we said. So Yes.
So did you have this house built?
When we moved here in fall of 2013, my husband had taken a job. We moved here from St. Louis, Missouri. So 5.5 years, it'll be 6 years this October. And when we started looking for a home, he was going to be working in Reston, so we kind of started in Ashburn because we knew we wanted to stay in Loudoun County schools. Okay. And we were working our way west. So obviously, we had several houses picked out, and our realtor brought us around. And this was literally like the second to last house we were going to look at. And it was already being built, so it's back home. Yeah. Everything was picked out, which for somebody who was being transplanted 1,000 miles,
you can't deal with all that.
I didn't have to pick out the colors of the cabinet. It was all done, and it was going to be ready exactly the time that we needed it to be ready. And there were just some other things that we loved about the house. We have a 3-car garage, which was, on our must-have list. We have 5 plus. We actually have 6 bedrooms. With family coming into town, we had to have the 5 bedrooms.
So is it 5 upstairs and then a bedroom downstairs, or?
It's actually 5 upstairs and a bedroom right there.
Oh, so there's a bedroom on the
main
obviously
level.
We're in the kitchen, so this is the main level. So a bedroom right off of the kitchen.
Right.
That's really cool. You don't see that very often.
No. Another huge thing for me was the laundry room on the upstairs level.
With that. Game changer. I don't know if nobody has lived in a multi-level house or dealt with the laundry in the basement. So the last time I lived in a townhouse with the laundry in the basement, I had this mountain. It was a laundry mountain.
Yes.
And there were only 2 of us and a baby, so I don't know where that would have come from. Because we'd been moving a lot too, and you purge, when you move.
Yeah.
So I feel like clothes came from other places
and just showed up
on the laundry mountain.
Yes.
And now, so
it was like reproducing in there.
Oh yeah. They're like bunnies. And so now our washer and dryer is by our bedroom.
Yes.
And so I can just look at all of the clean but unfolded clothes very close to my bed.
Yes.
That's kind of like how my life has changed.
Yes. Ours is that our spare bedroom, when we don't have the out of town, is our folding area.
Yeah.
So, and it's right across from the laundry room. So then, you can close the door. And
and then you can't see it.
Yeah,
you can't see it from your bedroom.
Until you're looking for that sock. And my husband grew up in Nebraska, similar, in a similar area with that rural feel to it. And we were like, how can we be less than 10 minutes from the Greenway? We're like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that really sold us a lot as well. So.
And speaking of, being less than 10 minutes from the Greenway, you're also, so when I drove here, I was coming from downtown Leesburg, but I still came on Mason's Lane, and Mason's Lane takes you right into Ashburn too.
Correct.
So, yes. You're very centrally located. You're not, you're in Leesburg, but you're close to the Greenway, close to Ashburn, close to, closer to Reston than you would necessarily be in other places in town.
Correct.
So that if you are a commuter, you have a lot of options here. And it's extremely quiet in this neighborhood and secluded feeling, but still convenient.
And right now the frogs are starting. So even with windows closed, I can hear the frogs from the wetlands.
Right, because there are protected wetland areas here too.
So that, speaking to the rural feel of it, behind, in front of our house, since we are facing actually Oatlands Plantation, which is a historical landmark, between Oatlands and our neighborhood is the Greenway wetlands. So those are a protected area, and those connect to Goose Creek. And we have Banshee Reeks to the south. Excuse me. So it's just, there's not really anywhere, the only direction really anyone could build would be to the north, and there's nothing happening that way. So.
You do have an HOA here.
We do.
Right?
We have actually a HOA fee. I think in the 5 years we've been here, when we got here, it was like $95 a month, and I think now it's like $105. We have a pool. It does have a clubhouse that is, rentable. The neighborhood itself, there's just great, streets to walk, especially if you like to walk up hills, because the neighborhood kind of scales its way up. Our area is the lowest, so the very, very top of the neighborhood is it's a beautiful view of the valley, the Greenway wetlands and the mountains over there. So there's a lot of areas to walk, a ton of sidewalks. There's a couple actual, I don't know, they're like reservoir ponds that kids go fishing in. They don't swim in it, but they're, And because it's, I don't know, obviously we don't pay for this, but because we're kind of out there, we see a lot of wildlife.
Yeah.
Deer. There are.
I think that's an amenity. I know it's not part of your HOA fee, but I think that's an amenity.
I mean, it's not great sometimes when they come eat your roses, but there are black bear sightings in Banshee Reeks.
Oh my goodness.
So occasionally on the neighborhood group, we have a Facebook group and newsletters and all that. So we'll be like, black bear sighting in my backyard, like baby black bear. I mean, they won't do anything, but I think that's cool.
I think it's cool too, as long as you're in the house.
Yeah.
If you see it from the window, oh, hey bear buddy.
Every once in a while, we'll see the bald eagles fly overhead.
That's really cool.
I have hummingbird feeders. I have hummingbirds all summer long.
Yeah.
So the nature feel, and like you said, and I can get to Brambleton in less than 10 minutes, and I can get to downtown Leesburg in less than 10 minutes. Yeah. So, and then the outlets, of course, which are important.
I mean, that's very key. So what about CRV? Mm-hmm. I got it.
There you go.
Makes this the best neighborhood ever? What is your favorite thing?
For me, it's really about the people. As someone who was a transplant and moved here I had no family other than my husband and kids, didn't know a single soul. And the very first day as I was moving in and the boxes were being unloaded, I met someone that was across the street who ended up becoming one of my very best friends. And her daughter was just a few months younger than mine, and they became very best friends. And so to have those relationships, and right from the get-go. And then moving forward, we made, as new people moved in or other people moved out, we continued those friendships, because people move and they come and they go.
Yeah.
We have a great group of women. I know there's a book club in our neighborhood. There's a bunco group that I am a big part of, like third Friday every month. Somebody's hosting it and we're playing bunco. Just the pool, everyone's really friendly for the most part. So, and they have your backs too. As I mentioned, we have that. Well, we have a Facebook group, and so if you're on there and somebody sees something that might be suspicious, or if you lose your dog, which my dogs run away, you go on there and you're like, "Hey, my dogs are loose," and they're texting.
You have really large dogs. Is that maybe the black bear sighting? Did your dogs get out? Like, there's a bear in my lawn.
It could be, but so knowing that people have your back and they're looking out for you, and just the friendliness, and as somebody who came from a very exclusive area, you would think it's all because we're from somewhere else, so we're used to making new friends.
Right.
But honestly, some of my closest friends are people who were born and raised in the Loudoun County area, and even went to Loudoun County High School.
Right.
So, so it's a great. It's just great. Like, I don't ever want to leave here. So my house will not be for sale.
Okay, sorry guys.
Sorry, Kona, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean,
it's good.
Well, it seems pretty great to me, honestly.
I know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking.
I'm happy to do it. Thanks for having me or coming over and having wine with me.
I know. I appreciate that. Of course, this is really just an excuse for me to drink wine in the afternoon at other people's houses.
It is Friday. It's okay.
It's Friday. It's fine.
Absolutely.
This is what you do. It's no big deal. The last one I did was on a Monday, but that's fine too. It's Monday. It's still practically the weekend.
Exactly. Might as well be.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much
for
doing this. All right. And if you think you live in the best neighborhood ever and would like to sit down with me, or to have me sit down with you in your kitchen drinking wine, I'll bring the wine. We can talk. So just let me know, and I'd love to come see you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.